There's a guy in college coaching right now that I don't know is getting enough credit, and soon he will. Will Stein. You talk about changing the picture for guys. Like what Will Stein was able to do with Bo Nix, and to bring out the best in him. What he's been able to do with Dillon Gabriel and bring out the best in him. Like the tape I'm watching, man, like it's so fun to watch. Like Dillon's always been able to win big games. He's always had this like aggressive approach, but he always had the 1 or 2 games a year where it's just like he couldn't get out of his own way. And now I just see the most comfortable, relaxed, confident version of Gabriel. I'm curious.
He gets drafted, Todd?
We're going to get into that a little bit later.
All right. No. I've asked a bunch of scouts. I think it's a fascinating question because a month ago, before that Ohio State game, I think the answer amongst scouts who've seen him was probably not.
Let me preview the conversation we're going to have later because I just got done with a bunch of tape. This is literally the first day of the entire Dillon Gabriel experience where I'm saying, I do think he should get drafted.
Great. Yeah.
5'11", I understand.
Yeah.
But the way he's playing, the confidence that he's shown, the way he's distributing the ball,
on the deep balls.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Yeah. So anyway, back to Will Stein.
Yes.
Because I kind of did a little deep dive on Will Stein and try to feel like, where's this guy from? And you got to remember, Dan Lanning takes over this job. He's got to have an OC he trusts as a defensive guy. And you got Phil Knight and all the money and the uniforms and the expectations, right? And to go hire Will Stein with his very minuscule background was talk about onions, kuyans. What can you tell us about that hire and what you know about Will Stein, his background?
So I've known Will for a while, and he's a really impressive young coach. I believe he was a walk-on at Louisville, and I believe he's from Louisville.
Yep.
And learned from Bobby Petrino, which you can learn a lot of what to do, and you can probably learn a few things not to do.
I'm glad you said it.
That's fair.
I don't think that's like a glaring criticism.
Right. No, not at
all. But Bobby Petrino has an offensive mind.
Yes.
In my 21 years, he's in the top 5. You know what I mean?
Agree.
Like,
I agree.
That dude knows how to move the ball. He knows offensive football. There is, I'm sure it wasn't, a Miss Rachel episode every day in the quarterback room there at Louisville. But a lot of football was learned if you focus on the information and not on the delivery. So from there, Will went on an interesting journey. He was with Charlie Strong then as a GA and a QC at Louisville, and then moved with Charlie. And some of this is off memory here as I look at this to Texas, and was a QC at Texas. He transitioned from Charlie's era to the Herman era, and then went a really interesting career move. 2018, 2019, he went to Lake Travis High School, where Texas commit and really highly regarded recruit Hudson Card was the quarterback. And there's a head coach at Lake Travis named Hank Carter, who's been there forever, who's just one of the best football coaches in the country I've been around. That guy's produced a solid, consistent winner for a lot of years. And just because the logo on your chest or the league you coach and whatever, that doesn't mean you're the best coach. This guy's an elite coach.
Yes.
And I think it was a really smart move for Will, who went there, got Texas high school experience, got around great players, coached and tutored Hudson Card. And by the way, I don't think the Texas staff was complaining that the Texas offense was being run by their star recruit in their backyard.
Correct.
Like it was like a little cheat code, so they could kind of get Hudson ready to go there. From there, he had worked with Jeff Traylor along the way at Texas. So he went to UTSA as the receivers coach, pass game coordinator, eventually became the co-OC and quarterback coach at UTSA. Jeff Traylor is very big on promoting from within. So 2022, and you remember they had Frank Harris as their quarterback at UTSA. Yep. He was there for approximately 67 years as the starter, if memory serves me right. Yes. And was a great college player. I think he was there 7 years, but he was a great college player. So Will was able to maximize him, and then really with like 3 seasons of on-field coach experience, he gets hired as Oregon's coach. Really does an unbelievable job with Bo Nix, right?
Yes.
Like, I mean, his completion percentages and were mind-boggling last year. And then he gets Dillon Gabriel. So good on Will Stein. Like, as a coach, I always tell coaches this when they talk about should I go this job, you got to put yourself in position to win. right?
Yep.
And he has aligned himself with Frank Harris, who is a monster winner. Bo Nix, who was in his 6th year of college, what did he start? 80 games, like preposterous, Todd. Like, you know, and then obviously Dillon Gabriel. So yeah, we'll see what happens when he doesn't coach a 6th-year senior, right?
Yeah.
And I'm joking, but like, good for Will Stein, because there's a lot of good players who you don't get the most out of. So he has found great situations, and he has worked very hard to do that. He will be very quick to tell you that it is a collaborative effort on that Oregon football staff. They have an excellent veteran receivers coach by the name of Junior Adams, who's been around. Junior Adams recruited that whole Washington receiver room that all went in the top 50 last year. So he was at Washington, and he brought all those guys in. He brought in Polk from Tech. He recruited Adunze out of high school. Remind me, Todd, who's the third one?
McMillan.
Yeah. So he was the guy who was responsible for that room. He went from Washington to Oregon. He's a really, really sharp coach. He's got a big voice in the offense. And then the tight ends coach there is Drew Maringer, who's been an OC at JMU, Rutgers, a few other places. Will, if I'm right, was Drew's GAQC at Texas early on in Herman's time there. So they have a great relationship. They think about football in a lot of the same ways because they merge together. So look, Will Stein's calling it. He's doing a great job. But you know, from what he has told me, you know, there's a collaborative effort there. Rashad Samples is the running back coach. He's in his 1st year there. He's a bright young guy. He spent some time with the Rams and with Arizona State. But there is they are very quick to say that there's a lot of collaboration. It's not just like Will off script and by himself. But it is a remarkable run for a guy who's a younger guy to
like 35 years old. I looked at last night
to have ascended and performed consistently at that level.
And hats off to Dan Lanning to make that leap.